Hello.
Hello.
How was?
Hello.
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 I would be okay if you never did that again into the microphone. You can do it elsewhere, just not into the microphone. And we're off. Oh, hey there.
Oh, hey there.
How's it going, Kate?
Good. I was just told I can't whistle anymore.
No, I didn't say you couldn't whistle, just not into the microphone. Hey, we're the History Buffoons. And
I'm Kate. The whistler.
I'm Bradley, the annoyed.
The non-whistler.
No, the annoyed. It's like an old-timey, like you read me in a book. Bradley, the annoyed.
Ivan the terrible and Bradley the annoyed.
Yeah, exactly. Both had a... Never mind. How's it going today?
It's going well.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's been. It was actually a pretty good week for me on the massage end of things.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, saw some good people, did some good work, I think.
Well, if anyone needs to think it, it's at least you.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really matter what everyone else thinks at that point. I guess not.
Unless they don't come back.
Well, I don't know. From what you tell me, you seem to get people to sign up quite often.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, often. You know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
But they seem to be. You have a lot of repeat clients. So
I love my clients. They're all so great.
For sure.
Yeah.
Weed out the bad ones. Keep the good ones.
I'm not going to say I've never done that.
And moving on.
So I did not come up with a question for today's episode. Okay. So you're going to talk about the drinks that we have, and I'm going to come up with a question for you.
Okay. Well, let me reach. So we are doing something a little different. I hope I don't regret this. But we are going to drink a Cutwater Tiki Rum Mai Tai. And the whole reason why we're drinking this is because it's got flavors of coconut in it, which I was told
I requested.
There's coconut in the story.
Yes, there is a coconut.
I do like coconut. It's not that I'm not a fan. I just don't know if I'm going to enjoy this beverage.
Well, it is a seltzer, right?
That's what we decided. Is. I don't think this is a seltzer.
Tiki Rum Mai Tai. Oh, it's a 12.5.
Yeah, it's got
Holy shnikes.
It's got some balls to it.
It's made with a real 2+ shots of real rum.
Yep.
But it's gluten-free for my celiac friends. Okay, an Island Escape real rum featuring a blend of our award-winning rums with notes of pineapple, coconut, and citrus, garnished with a pineapple wedge and to tap into tiki. I didn't buy pineapple for this. But it was made in San Diego. That's what it said.
Oh. I guess...
Garnished with a pineapple. It doesn't matter. Let's open the sucker up.
So, can I tell you a quick story?
Can I open it up?
I was expecting you to while I told you this.
Okay, great.
I guess I don't have to.
No, tell me.
I was working at a grocery store a long time ago, and a lady came up to me and asked me where the gluten-free aisle was. I said I was right next to sloth.
Okay.
Cheers.
So, this is what the bottle or the can looks like. Okay, so Cutwater Tiki Rum Mai Tai with coconut. I can smell it.
I can. It's not very coconutty.
That's tasty.
It's not bad.
For a canned mixed beverage.
I was going into it thinking it was a seltzer. That was part of my problem.
It's not a seltzer, people.
It's definitely not a seltzer, thank God, because I don't like seltzers.
I'm not a seltzer person.
No,
that wasn't bad.
No, not at all. I like tonic. I don't like seltzer, but anyways.
So I still don't have a question for you.
You were supposed to come up with that while I was talking about it, and then you commandeered my conversation with the camera.
You were distracting.
What?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
First time?
Yeah. No?
You
What?
said yeah first. Sucker.
Okay.
What?
Has your dad ever bailed you out of anything? Like a bad grade or not making a team or failing something? Did he ever bail you out on anything?
Not in that aspect.
Is there another aspect that he would have bailed you out?
Yeah. Jail. I'm just kidding. But it worked, didn't it? Yeah, my last marriage.
He bailed you out of your last marriage. Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, he helped me get through that monetarily. So
yeah. My parents
bailed me out.
My parents helped bail me out over COVID in order for us to. They helped us buy a house.
Yeah.
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 So we're going to talk about Jackie Boy.
Jackie Boy.
Jackie Boy.
Do tell about Jackie Boy.
Jack, he is the rookie skipper. Jack the rookie skipper. Jackie Boy the rookie skipper.
Why is it so close to Jack the Ripper?
It was unplanned.
Unintentional?
Unintentional.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's talk about Jackie Boy.
Jackie Boy was born May 29th, 1917 near Boston. Boston, Massachusetts. I don't know how they speak.
Not like
It's
that.
not like that. My apologies.
Yeah.
He was one of 9 fucking kids.
That is a lot of not kids. And yeah, that's probably how they got the 9. They were fucking.
9 kids. Hella no. No thanks.
I mean, 2 was. I jokingly tell Vesper that I was good with 1. And I love my daughter. But 9? Holy balls.
That's a lot.
That is way too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jackie Boy had some major back problems as a kid. He had scoliosis.
That sounds terrible.
He had football injuries, etc. And he wanted to join the U.S. in the war.
Okay. So in the World War IIs? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So he was able to join the U.S. Navy through the help of Captain Alan Kirk, who is the director of the Office of Naval Intelligence.
Okay.
And he had been the naval attaché in London.
What's an attaché?
Assistant?
Is that really what it is?
I don't know.
You make shit up.
He was the naval attaché in London when Jackie Boy's father was the ambassador.
So they were born in London? Or that's just where they were stationed?
His father was an ambassador in London, but he was born and raised in the United States, but his father was just an ambassador.
Where was he born in the United States?
About Boston.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mixed that up in my brain.
That's okay.
It happens.
Yeah, you do it a lot. So we're talking a bit of nepotism here. There's some nepotism. Otherwise,
so he was a nepo baby?
Jackie Boy was a 4F.
So he wasn't allowed to be in. So he's like Steve Rogers.
Yeah, Steve Rogers from
Captain
America,
the first Avenger.
He was denied entry into the U.S. Navy until his father got involved.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Seems like...
and it's because of his back injuries and his scoliosis.
Well, I mean, can you blame him for not accepting him for that?
Yeah. So in 1942, Jack wanted to command a fast, flashy PT boat.
So he would have been 25 at this point.
Yes, okay. He's young. A PT boat is a patrol torpedo boat.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. But his back was an absolute mess, and the Navy wasn't exactly thrilled that he's going to be commanding, but Daddy pulled some more strings.
Well, you know.
Is that an idiom, to pull strings?
I believe it is, yeah. Hold, please. Sip, sip. This is way better than I thought it would be.
Same.
And the fact that it's 12 and a half is holy balls.
Holy balls. I even have a backup, a fresh coast from 3 Sheeps.
I have a backup, Sierra Nevada, rad little thing.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Okay, so.
Yes.
Papa edited, fabricated, lied, bluffed, hoodwinked Jack's medical records.
Bamboozled?
I
love that word.
Mm-hmm. Jack passed training in Chicago and Rhode Island, and then he got his first PT boat, commanded the first PT boat, okay. PT-109.
Well, it sounds like a course in college.
It does. And that was in late 1942.
Okay.
But it was stuck in the Panama Canal, which really didn't have any action. And that's where Jackie Boy wanted to be. He wanted to be in the action.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant he wanted to be where there is none. Okay, gotcha.
Jack called in some more favors.
Oh, Jesus
This
Christ.
time from a senator. And voila! He was shipped to the South Pacific where things would get a little bit more exciting and potentially fatal.
Did he come across the Sullivan brothers?
6 months ago or before. It was either 6 months before or 6 months after. I looked it up and I don't remember. But yes.
High quality podcasting right there.
I know. But they were 6 months apart.
Okay.
Okay, so Jack finally gets into the action in April 1943.
Right.
Heading to the Solomon Islands to command PT Boat 109.
Oh.
Okay. It was a fast wooden boat.
Wooden?
Wooden. With a crew of 12.
That's not very many.
It's whittle.
So 12 including Jack? Jackie Boy?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I think, yes. I think he's number 12.
Okay.
Yeah. So what the heck is it? Is it
I think she's having a seizure, folks. We might have to pause for some medical assistance. Holy shit. What was that? Wow.
What exactly is a PT boat?
Well, it's
I think I did have a stroke. Oh my God.
Oh my God. I think I had one watching that. I might have to put a trigger warning on this video.
Holy land. Okay. PT boat. Speedboat with an attitude. A wooden speedboat with an attitude. PT stands for Patrol Torpedo.
Yeah.
They are about 80 feet long, made of wood, and could hit about 40 plus miles an hour.
All right. So if PT stands for Patrol Torpedo, what does BOAT stand for?
Boat.
Okay. Carry on. Every time I think of a wood boat, I think of Indiana Jones, where they get chopped up and like this random wooden boat explodes between two others. Like, how did a wooden boat explode? But anyways.
I mean, it is not fire retardant.
I was told you didn't like that word. I couldn't pass that up.
Anyway, so they were armed with torpedoes, machine guns.
Did they have tubes?
And depth charges.
Yes.
Which
We've gone over that.
Yes.
Actually, twice.
Depth charges?
Yeah.
So it's meant to harass larger enemy ships like destroyers and cruisers, okay? It's built for speed, sneak attacks, and hit and run missions, not for like comfort or durability.
Is that part of the reason why they were wood? Because they were less detectable?
Yeah, they actually called it the mosquito fleet.
I was going to say that.
Were you?
Yes. I didn't even know that. That's so cool.
Were you?
Because you said they were made to annoy, basically. I'm like, it's like a fucking mosquito.
Yes, it's called the mosquito fleet. Small,
That's
fast, and annoying as hell.
That's so funny.
Yes.
Wow, look at me go.
Look at you
I
go.
got something right without even knowing.
Huh. Imagine that. Mark calendars.
First time for everything.
So the Solomon Islands were... So if you recall a map, north of Australia...
Yes.
If you've got a map in your head, north of Australia...
I do now.
...is Papua New Guinea. The Solomon Islands are just to the east of Papua New Guinea, okay?
Right near Mama New Guinea. I'm just kidding. Keep going.
Kiddo New Guinea, actually.
Uncle New Guinea.
And in 1943, it looked like paradise out there.
Oh, I bet.
Lush jungles, white sandy beaches, crystal clear water, but no, it wasn't great.
It was a mirage?
For Allied troops, it was humid, it was disease-ridden, nightmare swarming with mosquitoes and mud, and Japanese patrols.
Oh, those are the worst kind of bugs.
Yes, the islands were a key battleground in the Pacific, with constant naval skirmishes.
Skirmishes again?
Air raids.
Not skirmishes?
And jungle fighting. I'm just going to keep going.
Please tell me you did that on purpose.
Skirmishes.
You didn't do that on purpose, did you?
Okay, so the Solomon Islands were a gold mine. Okay.
Oh, so they had gold in them hills?
Oh, Jesus. If Japanese controlled them, they could threaten Australia, which was one of our key allies.
Right, yep.
They could disrupt Allied shipping routes between the U.S. and the South Pacific.
Okay.
And it could build air raids to launch more attacks deeper into Allied territory.
Right.
If the Allies won the Solomon Islands, it would let the U.S. push Japan back towards the home islands, secure island hopping towards Japan.
Ooh, I like island hopping.
And protect Australia and New Zealand.
Okay.
So we fought for the Solomons because whomever held them controlled the Pacific chessboard, right?
Yeah.
And Jackie Boy, he ended up smack dab in the middle of it.
I'm so glad you caught that.
In a boat made of plywood.
This is second episode in a row you had smack dab.
Smack dabble. By August,
Yes.
Jack and his crew are patrolling the pitch black waters to stop Japanese ships. Okay. The PT-109 missions were usually at night.
Okay.
In near total darkness, trying to ambush these Japanese ships.
Right.
And sneaking through narrow straits. Okay. The big problem is with these PT boats, the torpedoes were garbage.
Oh, really? How come?
I don't know.
That seems like a misstep.
Okay, so
why?
Early World War II torpedoes ran too deep,
Right.
missed entirely, or straight up just failed to detonate. Like it was just a poor
like
design.
Dunk.
Yeah. Ding.
That would suck. I can see, especially depending on what they were launched from, how they could go too deep.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, if they don't detonate, that's a huge fucking problem because that's it just kind of floats down in the water. But yeah, so how on a PT, I don't know if you came across this at all, on a PT boat then, how did they have like traditional torpedo tubes that they shot them out of? I mean, how did they do that on a wooden boat?
I don't know if they had torpedo tubes.
Torpedo tubes. That keeps coming back.
I'll have a picture of a PT boat, but I didn't go into like the design of the boat
That's
for this
fine.
story.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been helpful, but that's okay. I'm kidding.
I'll get her next time.
Oh, we're learning, folks.
So PT-109 was one of 15 small, fast PT boats sent out to mess with the Tokyo Express. The nickname the U.S. gave the Japanese regular nighttime supply runs to troops rather than farther up the island. So that's what they called it, the torpedo, or excuse me, the Tokyo Express.
You got there.
So the goal was to ambush the convoy, blow up some ships, maybe delay the Japanese resupply missions.
Okay.
But when the PT boats actually ran into the Tokyo Express, 3 Japanese destroyers loaded with supplies and an escort, things didn't quite go as planned.
Sure.
The U.S. boats, the 15 of them, launched 30 torpedoes and hit nada.
Oh, my God.
They didn't hit a single thing, not even a scratch.
They're in quite a cold streak, like in baseball. They need to shave their mustache off.
A la
Ortiz.
Tell people who Ortiz is.
He's I think he mostly plays shortstop now, right?
Joey Ortiz?
Yeah.
Joey Ortiz.
Right? Yeah. Now I'm second guessing myself. He plays for the Brewers.
Yeah.
Shortstop for the Brewers.
He's a good looking guy. I'm kind of glad he got rid of the mustache.
When he doesn't have the mustache, he's a better looking guy because that was a little goofy. But
apparently he shaved his mustache because he wasn't doing well and it was all a superstition thing.
Yeah, I went to the game on Wednesday and his picture up on the board still has the mustache. It's kind of funny. But anyways.
Okay, so once the 15 boats' torpedoes were spent, some of the boats were sent home.
Okay. I suppose, what use are they?
Yeah.
If they don't have any
a few of them, like the PT-109.
Yeah. Jackie boys.
Stuck around in the dark hoping for another shot. Okay.
Okay.
So, August 1st through the 2nd, 1943.
Okay.
The PT-109 is creeping along. Oh, super slow. I was like,
yeah, that was a little fast.
Super slow to avoid detection, right?
All right.
It's the research I found this from said it's basically ghost boating.
It's like silent running, like in a submarine.
Silent running?
You've never heard that term before?
Is that an idiom?
They're rigged for it's a thing. They're rigged for silent running. They say it in Star Trek too.
I don't know Star Trek very well.
Say you did. It's okay. It was Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. Good movie.
I watched the first one and wish I hadn't.
The very first, original one? That one's terrible.
I know.
If you're going to watch the original series, watch the even numbers.
That's what I think you told me that, actually.
I did, yeah.
I think I've seen Wrath of Khan, and then I watched the reboot. But anyway.
Anywho.
So, right after 2 a.m., a massive shadow looms over the PT boat. 2 a.m.
Okay.
August 2nd.
Yeah.
The Japanese destroyer, Amagiri, comes barreling through the darkness and BAM!
Ran into it?
Ow. The Amagiri slams into PT-109 at full speed.
Oh, shit.
And cuts it in half in like 10 seconds.
Well, yeah.
Get this. The destroyer is so big, it didn't even realize it hit a boat.
I'm sure it didn't. It was like literally hitting a mosquito.
Yeah, the Japanese captain was probably like, did we just hit a log? And Jackie Boy's like,
hey.
That was me.
Where's the other half of my ship?
So the destroyer smashed into PT-109 near the front torpedo tube. Hey, there's a tube.
So there is one.
There is a tube. I wrote it on a tube.
Because, I mean, I know there's ways of launching torpedoes without a tube. I don't know what those are off the top of my head, but besides up... Oh, dear, that was loud. Pretty sure I had that silenced, but okay.
Brandon says rock on.
Brennan?
Brennan, yes, so he gave us the rock on symbol.
Thanks, okay. Brennan.
Okay, so the destroyer smashed into PT-109 near the front of the torpedo tube on the right side, tearing off a huge chunk of the boat.
I bet.
The impact flung Jackie Boy around the cockpit like a freaking rag doll, and most of the crew got tossed then into the water.
Sure.
Below deck, engineer Patrick McMahon, who comes in a little bit later, somehow survives the explosion, but he was badly burned by ignition fuel, like 70% of his body.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right.
So, worried that the boat was about to explode.
Explode. That is so great.
Jack told the guys still on the wreck to abandon ship.
Right.
So the destroyer's wake, so the waves that the ship makes afterwards. Yeah. I had to look that up.
You had to look up what a wake was?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it plenty of times, and I thought I knew what it was, but I had to confirm. And I did right before we pressed record.
And did you know that? Well, you were correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
good. Yeah. But the destroyer's wake helped spread out the burning fuel.
Sure, makes sense.
And when the flames started to die down, Jack called the crew back to the floating hunk of boat. Okay. So from there, he and his crewmates tried to figure out where the rest of the men were.
And there's 12.
Yes.
I feel like I could put the claps in there.
There it is. So from there, he and his crewmates tried to figure out where the rest of the men were. Some did manage to swim back on their own.
Okay.
But Jack personally swam out to rescue McMahon, who was 70% of his body was burned.
Yeah.
And he towed him by his life vest with a strap in his teeth.
Oh, God.
And swam back on his own. So he's like pulling him by a strap.
That's impressive.
By the skin of his teeth. That's an idiom!
I know, it's on the list. You already gave it to me.
Oh, look at me go. So, from there, so he regrouped on the wreckage. He did a head count. 2 men were gone, probably killed on impact.
I would imagine, yeah. I mean, the fact that no one would have been killed on impact would have been fucking impressive.
Yeah. With
a fucking destroyer, was it?
Yeah, right? It was a destroyer.
Yeah, that went through
with
their
this
boat.
Little plywood boat.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm surprised they only lost 2 people, to be honest. So.
Yeah. So the rest were beat up, burned, sick from fuel flames, running on adrenaline, desperation. I get tongue twisters, okay?
No.
But there were no signs of rescue. There was a big enough explosion that other PT boats were like...
They assumed it was gone.
Yeah, they're like, there's no survivors with that one.
Right.
Which was not true.
Well, you know.
But also they didn't want to like...
You can't fault them for thinking that, though.
No.
With the explosion and everything, you're probably like, well, they're fucked. Let's move along and save our own skin kind of thing. So.
And they can't like light off a flare because they're in Japanese territory, essentially.
Because you're giving your position away then. So, yeah.
So 12 hours adrift. By morning of August 2nd, PT-109 was still floating, but barely. So this must have happened August 1st into August 2nd. Okay, my bad.
Gotcha.
But it finally rolled over and capsized.
Okay.
The crew knew they had to move. Obviously, they have nothing to hold on to.
Yeah.
After weighing their options... Idiom? Weighing their options? I know. They decided to swim for a tiny islet about 3.5 miles away. No food, no water, no idea what they'd find, just hope, and Jack's busted up back leading the way. Okay. So Jack finds this island. It's a deserted island, and it's called Plum Pudding Island. And it is on the map. I looked. It is called Plum Pudding.
Plum Pudding Island. Mm-hmm. Who the fuck named an island Plum Pudding Island?
But despite Jack's injuries, he again takes McMahon's strap, towed him for 5 hours.
Oh my God.
As the crew kicks and paddles alongside towards the island. So they're all swimming this 3.5 miles, and he's towing this guy by his teeth.
That's impressive. Like, I am not a strong swimmer by any stretch of the imagination. I didn't learn how to swim till I was, I think, 11, actually, by this guy we went to school with. He was my oldest brother's friend. He taught us at Pewaukee Lake, but I am a weak fucking swimmer.
I am too.
I could not tow somebody 5 minutes, let alone 5 fucking miles. Mm-hmm. I mean, holy shit. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Especially with a fucked up back. I mean, I got a fucked up back, but that's from age, not from scoliosis or whatever.
Yeah.
So, holy shit.
Yeah. So, the men called Plum Pudding Island Bird Island because of the guano that coated all the bushes.
Bat guano?
Yeah. No. Bird guano.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Is that what you call bird
poop.
Droppings? I guess I've never heard bird.
Scat.
Scat, kitty cat.
Poop.
What is happening right now?
The island was about 100 meters wide. Nope. 100 yards wide.
300 feet?
100 yards wide.
So like a football field?
Uh-huh.
Holy
it's
shit.
Teeny tiny.
That is a tiny fucking island.
It is teeny tiny.
Cheers.
Exhausted, Jackie Boy had to be helped up to the beach by the man he had towed.
Oh, I bet.
He's like, thanks for towing me. Let me help you.
Well, I mean, he's asking for very little at this point from what he just did.
And he collapsed and completely exhausted.
Well, can you blame him?
No.
I mean, he's got a shitty back. He just swam 5 fucking miles with this dude with a strap in his mouth, towing this guy. And that was a great face. And
12.5%.
Cheers to that. I got through mine. Now I'm on a 7%er. Anywho, that would be, yeah, he's going to be fucking exhausted. Mm-hmm. Especially just you're waiting out in water for how long until you even got to the
12
fucking
hours before you started swimming.
And 5 miles in swimming, that's not like it's a 5-minute fucking swim either. Mm-mm. So, yeah, he's going to fucking collapse.
So Jackie Boy spotted a Japanese barge cruising uncomfortably close, and Jack made the decision that he would swim out to Ferguson Passage. Now, this passageway was about 2.5 to 3.5 miles wide.
How did they know? How did they know the name of it?
This is all after the fact. The names are all after the fact.
I'm joking.
But it was about 2.5 to 3.5 miles away from the island that they got to.
So he had to swim back another 3.
Oh, he swam a lot.
Holy shit! No kidding.
So route that American PT boats took this straight. This passageway.
Right.
And so Jackie Boy was hoping to go out there and wave down an American ship.
He's like the fucking Michael Phelps of World War II.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. So there's a couple little islands here that Jack is near. So he swam from island to island, clinging to reefs until he reached the Ferguson Passage.
Wow.
Okay.
That's impressive.
There he treaded water for over an hour, hoping to spot an American PT boat, but there was no dice.
Okay.
And it was likely that they were fighting somewhere else, so he swam back, and that swim nearly killed him.
Right.
There were strong currents tossing him around like a cork in a blender. Like,
I've never heard that. I don't think that's an idiom either.
I made it up.
I think you did.
I made it up.
Cork in a blender.
And it was spinning him out into the Blackett Strait, which... So if the island is here, the Ferguson Passage is here, the strait is here, and it goes in between islands.
Okay.
Then it kept like dragging him back from the strait into the Ferguson Passage.
Right.
And the island was to the left, and there was just... The straits were just, the currents were just super strong, and it nearly killed him.
Gotcha.
Exhausted, he stopped at Leorarva. Ooh, there's a new arrival for Bradley on Netflix.
Can you stop reading my notifications? Jesus Christ. Can you hit the mute button on there?
I don't know. Can I?
No. Nope. It's on. All right. Hold, please.
Okay. So he stopped at Leorarva Island.
Yeah.
Just southeast of Bird Island, where he crashed and slept off the near drowning.
Okay.
I can really feel this alcohol.
I can tell you can feel this alcohol.
He eventually made it back to Bird Island and collapsed again, vomiting seawater before passing out.
Wasn't this Pudding Island?
Bird Island is Plum Pudding Island.
Yeah, what they call it.
They called it Bird Island.
So confused.
Because they didn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would they?
Yeah.
Who names an island? Plum Pudding fucking Island.
So Jackie Boy made his crewman, George Ross, promise to try that same route the next night.
So
to try to find an American.
Ross was going to do the same thing?
Yes. Okay.
Makes sense. I mean, if they know that American boats patrol there or whatever, go through, cross, whatever you want to say, I mean, stick to the plan kind of thing. So, okay, makes sense.
So Ross did give it a shot, but like Jack, he saw 0 PT boats, just a lot of ocean and a lot of disappointment. Okay?
Right.
So by now, the crew's morale is pretty low. Some men are praying, others are bickering. But Jack,
they're what?
Bickering.
There it is. It sounded like you said brickering.
Brickering.
I thought you said bickering, but I just wanted to confirm.
But Jack refused to give up, and he's like, "I'm going to think this out."
Did he call Daddy? Just kidding.
I mean, I see where you got that.
I mean, that's where he got.
I see where you got that. So,
Dad,
Daddy,
help me.
So there's a larger island nearby called Olasana.
Okay.
And he's like, well, maybe there's food and less chance of enemy patrols there.
Right.
The island isn't the biggest around, like based on the map, because like I was super confused when I'm looking at the map because I like a visual of like where everything takes place.
Yep.
There is a really large island nearby, but they choose not to go there.
Was that Tapioca Island?
Wow.
Hey, it made you laugh. That's why I'm here.
Okay, so they chose not to go to the larger island because this Olasana that they saw was closer to the Ferguson Passage, which is where the U.S. boats were.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense because at least they don't have to swim as far out kind of thing?
Yes, exactly.
No, that makes sense.
So Jack moves his crew. They swam against a strong current, and once again, Jackie Boy told McMahon by his life vest.
Fucking A.
Life vest.
That's just insane that he keeps doing this. Seriously, it's like, how?
I know it.
I could not fucking do that. I mean, think of the strain on his teeth. Hopefully he had a good dentist.
So, Olasana Island turned out to be a little bit of a letdown.
Of course. Hold, please.
So much different between the Fresh Coast and the Mai Tai. Holy crap.
Mine's obviously... But it's delicious. No, it's delicious. That was, again, a lot better than I anticipated. And
Same.
We got a 4-pack, and I'm pretty sure we're going to...
We'll drink
finish that up. This is... again, I've never had this particular Sierra Nevada, so I'm pretty excited about it. It's pretty fucking good.
Good.
Yeah, it's West Coast hazy, so a little different than normal, but I like it.
Awesome. I like my Fresh Coast, but I've had that before on this channel.
Before, but that's also why you're feeling a little different than Modelo's for a change. So
I was.
That was good.
So Olasana.
Yeah.
There were some coconuts here.
Oh my God, the coconuts are in the story.
But eating too many of them made them some guys kind of sick.
Well, because it's like a lubricant for the system.
If you will.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No fresh water on this island.
Oh, that's also a bad thing.
Yeah. And even worse, everyone was a little bit too spooked to be...
They're too spooked to be square?
They're too spooked to potentially be...
I believe in you. I'm
Words.
waiting. Words are hard.
They were too spooked by Japanese patrols,
right,
to explore beyond. Like a small patch of jungle on this island. They're we're not gonna.
Well, they don't want to give their position away.
They don't,
obviously, because they're literally trapped on this fucking island. They don't know what's around them. They can't contact anybody from our side.
There could be Japanese axes on the island as patrol. They have no idea.
They have no idea. So, no, I get it. They don't want to give their position away. So they're kind of keeping to a small, tight-knit area. At least it's not like the Thunder Punch. It's blowing up everywhere.
They just filled it so full. They're like, we're going to give you your money's worth.
We had some extra ones. I did take care of them.
All of them?
There was 2. I had to catch up. You've had a lot more Thunder Punch in your life than I've had.
By not much, to be honest.
Definitely more than 2 cans.
By the time I was able to drink at 21, I was moving out of Nebraska at 22.
Yeah, I know. So let that math sink in. She drank before she was 21.
No, I said 20. I was actually 20 probably when I was a pretty good kid.
Was that before 21?
Okay.
Was my statement correct?
On the night of August 4th, it brought cold rain and Jack decided they'd try to move again the next day.
Were they trying to go to a different island or on the same island?
Another island closer to the Ferguson Strait.
God, how many fucking islands are there around this?
There's a lot.
Is there
There's
really?
actually quite a few.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I would say 15 plus.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah, there's a lot of islands.
Quite a cluster.
The ones that they are on, there's 3 different ones that they have. And Jackie Boy probably has a 4th one, maybe a 5th one.
And why did he go with Jackie Boy?
Oh, I'll tell you later.
Okay, good. Because I'm really fucking curious as to why that is
his name.
Nickname.
Are you sure it's his nickname or his actual name?
I mean, I have 3 last names, so whatever.
Maybe it's spelled Boye.
It's not.
I know. So, Jack decided they'd move again. This time to the final island in the chain. Okay, so we've got plum pudding, then we've got Olasana, and then
also,
we've got
aka Bird.
Yes, and then we got Nauru Island.
Nauru, Naru,
and that is the island that overlooks the Ferguson Passage, where all the potential American PT boats come through.
Nauru is the closest they can get to the Ferguson Passage.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
So he and George Ross, his other crewmate, made landfall a little after noon on August 5th.
To me, it just really seems weird that they're swimming and they made landfall. I feel like you have to be in a boat or a ship to do that, but I get you.
Okay, so they're creeping.
So I creep.
They're creeping into the bush, and then they keep their heads low. They're worried about running into enemy patrols. You know, Groundhog style. They're looking.
I kind of thought it was like a periscope. I mean, it's a little more fitting for what we're talking about, but either way.
But instead of trouble, they found a wrecked Japanese boat on a reef.
What, did they get to duel with people?
Well, better yet.
Oh shit!
There was a small box labeled in Japanese sitting on the beach.
Did they know how to read Japanese?
They cracked it open.
Oh shit!
Without reading it.
Why wouldn't there could have been a plague in there?
Japanese candy.
Oh fucking A! What kind of candy?
I don't know, Bradley. Jesus Christ!
Superstar.
Japanese candy. Oh my! That is a welcome sight. I don't care how hungry you are.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't fucking matter.
It could be molasses cookies frosted. It could be candy.
Molasses cookies with
God.
frosting from Festival is chef's kiss.
Did you say festival?
Festival.
There it is.
Chef's kiss.
I might have to edit some of that.
Nah.
Not a paid endorsement. No, they're fucking delicious. So,
okay.
Anyways.
Japanese candy. Okay, so they were only drinking coconuts and vomiting seawater at this point. So they're like, Japanese candy, let's do it.
If they're drinking coconuts, weren't they getting water from that? That would be fresh water.
It's like coconut water. It's not true water.
I understand, but that's better than seawater.
It's not enough. It's also not enough.
Still better than seawater.
Well, yeah, they're not drinking seawater. They're vomiting seawater because they accidentally swallow it when they're swimming.
Why are you having so many strokes today?
It's
Do we need to call the physician?
Like I said, 12.5%, and it's empty.
Why are you bringing up the past? It's already done. No, it doesn't sound empty. Jesus. That's a short. Did you spill too? Good Lord. Oh my gosh. Do you know what what are you doing?
I'm cleaning myself.
Oh my God. There's a time and a place, Kate.
Okay.
Do you know what the pirate's favorite letter is?
The C. You told me this one before.
Yes.
It's not R, it's the C.
R. You might think so, but it's really the C. Anyways. Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta stop telling you jokes so you don't ruin it.
Okay. On Nauru. Nauru.
On Nauru. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Space.
Yeah. On Nauru.
Spaces are important.
Japanese candy.
Yes. Candy.
Just up the beach, they discovered a tin of drinking water and a one-manned canoe tucked into the bushes.
How do they know it was one man? You couldn't fit two people in there? Are you sure?
I mean, if they're freaking tiny, maybe.
They're Japanese.
What kind of question is that?
A valid one?
Are you sure?
I'm pretty positive.
After grabbing a drink of that precious
12.5%.
precious water,
Yes.
Jack and Ross are headed back to the beach when they spotted two islanders near the wrecked Japanese boat. Yes, I said it. Two islanders.
Pacific Islanders?
Yes.
My buddy Al's a Pacific Islander. To Heritage.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where at?
Shout out, Al.
Solomon Islands?
Pacific Islands? I don't fucking know.
Marshall Islands?
Plum pudding?
Maybe
Al's descendants are from plum pudding. Al, let me know.
Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know.
So these two men were just digging out canoes through enemy waters. They were barefoot. They were dodging patrol boats.
Right.
Doing casual war hero stuff. And Jack called out, and he's like, the.
Can you say that one more time? Holy shit.
Jack called out, and the islanders were like, is he friend or is he foe? We don't know. So,
well, how would they?
Let's be real. We're going to bail.
Right.
Everyone looks sketchy. We're just going to bolt, right? Full paddle. So that night.
Full paddle?
Full paddle.
Is it like full throttle?
Okay. That night, Jack took the canoe, the one-man canoe, and made yet another solo attempt through the Ferguson Passage, looking for an American PT boat. Still no luck.
Of course.
So he decided to head back to Olasana Island, so not Nauru, where Ross is, where the Islanders were.
It's just him and Ross with the Islanders,
Nauru.
And the rest are still back at Onaru.
No. Nauru, I know, it is confusing because there's a lot of islands. All the crew is back on Olasana.
Okay.
Ross and Jackie Boy went to Nauru, and that's where they found the two islanders who bolted.
Okay. I got it.
Jackie Boy then went into the Ferguson Passage, didn't see anything. Yep. Then he went back to Olasana, where the crew is.
So did he just leave Ross on?
He did.
Why?
It was all like
planned.
It was all well and good. Yeah.
It still seems kind of like a dicky thing to do.
But on the way, he went to Nauru. He grabbed the can. He grabbed the water stash, and he brought all of that to the crew.
Did he bring the candy?
And Olasana, yes.
What kind of candy was it?
I don't know. So much island hopping. So when Jack got back to Olasana, surprise, these two islanders were there.
How'd they get there without their one-man canoe? How did the two islanders?
So there was a canoe on the island.
Yes.
That Jackie Boy had. Yes.
He stole it.
The islanders had their own.
So it wasn't their canoe.
Correct. So the islanders
bolted. Which makes sense because Jackie Boy stole a one-person canoe. There was two of them.
Yes.
Couldn't be theirs.
So they had their own.
Sheer numbers.
So the two islanders went to Olasana because they were looking for coconuts. They wanted food. And Jackie Boy was like, I'm going to pick up all this candy and this fresh fruit, and I'm going to move from Nauru to Olasana. And that's where they all met again.
Oh, my Lord.
Turns out, the two islanders
were cool.
Biuku Gasa.
Biuku Gasa.
Age 20.
Oh, pretty young.
And Aroni Kumana. There we go.
Don't these sound like very Hawaiian-ish names?
They kind of do, yeah.
I mean, I'm not like trying to be like weird about it.
Yeah, they kind of do.
They remind me of
Biuku Gaza and Aroni Kumana, who is age 18.
Mahalo.
So 20 and 18. They were Native Scouts working for the Allies.
No shit.
Yes.
Really?
So Kumana himself recalled years later the moment that he met the survivors, the crew.
Yeah.
He said, quote, some of them cried, some of them came and shook our hands. When Jack saw us, he ran and embraced us.
So how do they learn that they were allies, though? Did they speak English?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
But not a whole lot.
Enough to communicate something.
Yeah, something.
They were obviously able to communicate.
Yes,
okay.
yes. But it wasn't a lot of English, I can tell you that. Okay, so...
Believe you me.
So the two fled Nauru quickly from Jack and Ross and stopped at Olasana because they were worn out and thirsty, and they stopped for coconuts, and that's when they ran into the rest of the crew.
Gotcha.
So they were like, hey, these people aren't Japanese. They're very tired, very sunburned, very American.
Very white.
Yeah, very white. Very white, but sunburned.
Yeah.
So the next morning on August 6th, Jack returned to Nauru with Gaza and Kumana and bumped into Ross, who happened to be swimming back to Olasana.
Holy fuck.
I know. He was like, all right, I'm sick of staying here.
I don't want to wait no more. I'm going to go back. Holy shit.
So they picked him up and they're like, hold on, dude.
Dude, we got you. Because holy fuck, so much swimming.
Yes, there's a lot of swimming.
Oh my God.
So Jack didn't know how to get a message out.
Sure.
But Gaza had an idea.
Okay.
Okay, he's the 20-year-old. Scratch it into a green coconut.
Oh. Why a green one?
I don't know. Because that's what's available.
There was no brown ones available?
Why the questions?
Hey. I'm here to ask. Well, what do they say on news? We ask the tough questions. Fucking local news commercials are the worst. Fucking dumb.
Okay.
Anyways.
So, Jack decided, yes, green coconut.
Green coconut.
First tropical text message ever.
Tropical text message. And do you have exactly what it said?
Yes.
Okay, thank God.
It says Nauru ISL. So, Nauru Island. Okay, here. Commander. Native knows.
Native knows?
Yeah, let me just say it from start to finish here.
Okay.
Nauru ISL, Commander, native knows. Post it, he can pilot. 11 alive, needs small boat, Jack. That's what it said.
Why didn't it say Jackie Boy?
So, Nauru Island, where we are. We're on the island of Nauru.
Got that.
Commander, this is for a commanding officer, someone in charge. This is for you.
Sure.
Native knows post it. The islanders know our exact location. That's what that means.
Those two do, but are they exactly islanders?
He can pilot.
Who can?
That was the message. He can pilot, meaning islanders can guide a rescue boat here.
Okay.
11 alive. There are 11 survivals total, with Jackie Boy as number 12.
Yeah.
Need small boat.
I thought 2 died.
12 were on this island.
It's because you got the 2 other guys that just showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need small boat. Send something small to pick us up. Big ships can't get through the reefs because these islands are actually full of reefs around them.
They're super close, super.
Yeah, if you look on Google Maps,
I'm gonna right now.
You can see how much shallow the waters are up to a point.
Because it's got like the depth in the water or whatever kind of thing. Yeah.
And then sign Jack. Okay. That was his message.
I feel like he should have been, Dad, send help.
I need your help.
Daddy.
Okay. So then Gaza and Kumana paddled 35 miles.
35? Holy fuck.
Across shark-infested Japanese-patrolled waters in a dugout canoe with nothing but guts, paddles, and coconut mail.
How many knots were they going?
Bradley.
Kate.
Okay, we're talking about 35 miles.
That's insane.
In a wooden canoe during wartime.
That's fucking insane.
And they're working for the Allies.
I don't want to go 3.5 miles, let alone 35 miles in a canoe. Holy balls. Although I would like to take Xavier in a canoe. That'd be fun.
So the Japanese were notorious for using the locals as target practice because that was rude.
That was rude.
And if they had been caught with such a message on the coconut, it could have been a death sentence, essentially.
Right.
So, still desperate for rescue, Jackie Boy insisted on taking Ross back into the Ferguson Passage.
Oh my God.
In their rickety 2-man canoe.
Yeah.
But rough seas kind of did them in, and the canoe got swamped, and the two were beaten up by the waves, and they barely made it back to Nauru Island, which is the one closest to the strait, the passage.
Bail out of the canoe, or did they make it back with the canoe?
They made it back with the canoe, but they bailed with the canoe.
Sure. No, I get it.
So the next morning, August 7th.
August 7th, yes.
8 islanders showed up on Nauru just after Jackie Boy and Ross woke up. Okay.
Friendly or foe?
Friendly. They came with food a message from Lieutenant A. Reginald Evans.
Okay.
An Allied coast watcher that was hidden nearby who had received the coconut message.
So how close nearby was he?
He was in a very large island, but still small comparatively.
So let me get this straight, though. They carve all this into a coconut, and they just go, here, water.
No, they sent it off with Gaza and Kumanu.
Oh.
And Gaza and Kumanu
I didn't put that
went
together
to find
for some
the
reason.
Allies.
Oh, okay, okay. I guess now that you bring that up, yes, you did say that. My apologies. Because it's like...
Message in a bottle, where's it going to end up?
That's what I was just going to say. Message in a bottle, but it's like...
They took it straight to an Allied base where they knew...
So, because those two knew the area better than obviously the survivors of the PT boat, take this with you.
Yes.
Find what you can.
Yes.
You're an ally, so thank you for helping us. Okay.
Yes.
I gotcha. Okay.
So the message was received by Lieutenant A. Reginald Evans.
Right.
He was an Allied coast watcher nearby in a larger island off the Blackett Strait.
Okay.
And he coordinated a rescue. So after a quick stop on Olasana, so like the middle, so there was the Plum Island, Olasana, and then Nauru. So Olasana is the middle one
Let's not cut down Plum Pudding Island. You called it Plum. Let's get its full name. It deserves to be shouted from the rooftops. Plum Pudding.
So after a quick stop at Olasana to deliver deliver food to the rest of the crew,
yes,
the islanders hid Jackie Boy under the pile of palms.
Why?
Like a covert op, and paddled him across the Blackett Strait to Gamu Island.
Gamu?
Now.
Yes.
I looked up Gamu Island.
Okay.
And the only reference I could find was that it was in anime.
Like Japanese anime?
Yeah. So there's no island in the Solomon Islands called Gomu Island.
Okay.
But upon further research, it's just like this little tiny blip of an island that's not even named on Google Earth.
Gotcha.
It's not even named. Okay.
So maybe it was just
maybe
given that name.
Once new as Gamu Island,
right. Okay.
or
either way.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So after 6 days after PT-109 was sunk, Jack finally set foot on Gamu to meet with Lieutenant Evans.
Okay.
The rescue still had to be arranged, but at least like the worst is over, essentially.
Was in process, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Lieutenant Evans had already reported the survival of the PT-109 crew to his commander, who planned to send a rescue team directly to Olasana Island.
Right.
But Jack wanted to be like picked up first and help guide their way to Olasana. He wanted to be part of the rescue mission.
Or did he just want to be picked up first? I'm just saying. I'm kidding.
So late on the night of August 7th, PT-157 and PT-171 arrived at the rendezvous point. They were supposed to exchange a signal, 4 gunshots. Jackie Boy's revolver only had 3 bullets left, so he literally had to borrow a rifle from Evans.
Like, choo. Pooh. I mean, Jesus Christ, that sucks.
Give me another one.
Shit, I said 4. I need another gun. Stat.
So he got this rifle from Evans for the 4th shot, but he wasn't expecting the kickback, and he fell into the ocean.
He fell into the ocean?
He fell into the ocean. He was fucking annoyed and irritated.
Can you blame him? Holy shit, that's funny.
But he finally boarded the PT-157 to approach Olasana in the early hours of August 8th. Okay. So PT-109, early hours of August 8th, they're all asleep. Jack started yelling to wake them up.
Yeah.
And they didn't exactly thrill the rescue team because they're like,
no.
Shit, Jack, shut the fuck up. There's Japanese around. Stop yelling.
I just thought, I'm tired, man. Don't wake us up.
So luckily the rescue went off without a hitch. By 5:30 a.m., the men were safely back at the U.S. base on Rendova Island, which is approximately 37 miles southeast of where they were at Olasana Island.
Wow. Okay.
So it's an even bigger island. Like I said, many islands.
A lot of islands.
Yeah.
Obviously, some small, some bigger, of course. Island chain, if you will.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Did you have a question?
No. Without a hitch, idiom?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Good job.
Not right now, but yeah, let's do it.
So what happened to Jackie Boy after the rescue?
I'm curious to find out because you promised I would know why his name is Jackie Boy.
He didn't go home. He didn't cash in. He got patched up, grabbed a fresh boat, and went back out on patrol.
Good for him. Back and all.
And that was just who Jack was.
He just wanted to be...
He was the American man.
He wanted to be something for his country, and even though he had some issues that technically should have held him back, He's like, fuck that, man.
No, he's a hero.
Well, I mean, yeah.
He was a little battered, a little bruised. He
was
scoliosis. Kind of held together with stubbornness and seawater.
And Band-Aids, either way.
Yeah, but he was like, I'm still kicking.
I got this, bro.
Let's keep fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. But his body actually gave out before his will did.
Oh, dear.
He was sent back to the U.S. where his back pain became a lifelong battle.
Well, I mean, seemed to be already lifelong, but yeah, okay.
And his story of the coconut carving, crew saving, island hopping, marathon swimming epic started to take on a line of its own.
How many
Life of its own.
Not a line of its own?
Correct.
How many fucking miles did he swim?
Know.
Jesus Christ, gosh. That's just impressive.
Super impressive.
Seriously, I applaud you, Jackie boy. I could not even fucking fathom that. Holy shit.
A journalist from the Reader's Digest.
Not the Readers?
John Hershey wrote it up.
Was he from Pennsylvania?
I know Hershey chocolate. Okay. Jack was awarded the Navy and Marine Corps Medal for his courage and leadership.
Not a boy, Jackie boy.
And a Purple Heart for his injuries.
Well, I mean, his back was already injured.
Additional injuries,
I'm joking.
Jesus Christ.
Calm
but he
down.
was also somewhat a little self-deprecating because people called him a hero.
Right.
And people would ask him, how did you become a war hero? And his response would always be, quote, it was involuntary. They sank my boat, end quote.
I mean, he's not
brilliant.
He's not wrong.
It was involuntary. They sank my boat.
He didn't. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't want to become a hero. He was doing what he was supposed to do. Yes. And that's what he's saying there, which is pretty fantastic because there's a lot of people that would be like, yes,
I did this.
Look at me and my heroism.
Right.
But he just was doing what he was supposed to do, and he adapted to what happened to him and so on. Jackie
Boy never bragged about it, but his crew bragged about him.
Which is awesome.
Yes.
And that shows you a sign of actually a good leader.
Right. Leadership when no one is fucking watching.
Yeah.
That's who Jackie Boy was.
He did what he was supposed to do, even though, again, he was not supposed to fucking be there. And yes, he got help from Daddy. He proved that he should have been there.
Yes.
By his actions.
So, who was Jackie Boy?
He was the captain of PT-109. Score.
John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
You knew that?
I knew.
You fucker. You fucker. Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope.
Oh, that's so fucking rude. I thought I had you the whole time.
No, so it took me a minute.
How? What gave it away?
I knew he was marooned or whatever you want to fucking call it.
I had no idea he was marooned.
You never knew that about him?
No, recently I read The Kennedy Men or something.
Yeah, because we
had mentioned that. Oh, so fucking rude.
We did the...
Fake it next time, will you?
We did the Rosemary Kennedy lobotomy a while back, and you had mentioned how you wanted to basically read up on whatever you want to call it, more of them, because some of them were, quite douchey.
Oh my gosh, his father is douchey.
Dad, Joe, right?
Joe, yeah. He's so douchey.
But no, I did know that John, Jackie Boy.
So sad that you knew.
It took me a minute.
I thought I did well.
You did very good. And the more you went on about it, I'm like, World War II, Jackie. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what this is. But it was
son of a bitch.
It's a great story, nonetheless.
But great job knowing.
Yeah,
because I did not know this was a thing until I read that book.
So you never heard that he was basically stranded before?
Never.
Okay.
Yeah. So good on you. That's fantastic. Yeah. But yes, Jackie Boy is future President John F. Kennedy.
Yep.
He was the 35th president of the United States. Once paddled under a canoe under palm, ate half-rotten coconuts, carved an SOS message into a green coconut husk to save his men.
I never knew he had scoliosis before.
He actually, so he had scoliosis. He also had Addison's disease. But when he was playing football in like high school, I believe it was, he was either high school or college, he injured his back even more.
So it what's the word I'm looking for? It expanded his injury,
escalated.
Basically. Yes, that's better, yeah.
Yes. So that coconut.
Is it in a museum?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was cased in resin.
Oh, really?
And the underside of it is cased in wood. So it's like wood with resin over the coconut.
Sure.
And it sat on his Oval Office desk.
Did it really?
The entire time he was president.
Oh, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he should have been president for 4 more years until some CIA operative or whatever conspiracy you want to go with shot him. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's honestly probably one of the wildest how I got here stories in American politics.
Oh my God, yeah. Because, I mean, obviously after that he went into politics and, he wasn't just, I'm going to go for president. He was things prior to that, but.
He was conditioned to do that by his father.
Well, Joe, he wanted his children to have a political career, obviously, and he steered him in that direction, I guess we'll say. But, no, again, I am not well versed on all the presidents of the United States of America, but I think he was a pretty good president from what I remember and what I've read. And I'm not extensive on everything he did, but it's really too bad. It would have been nice to see what he could have done with another 4 years.
Yeah.
But supposedly a lot of people didn't like that. So
Biuku Gaza and Aroni Kumana, they were actually invited to JFK's inauguration.
Oh, really?
But some fucking British official was like, you don't speak enough English.
Oh, fuck you.
To go.
British? What the fuck?
So they didn't get to go.
Why did a British official get to fucking determine that?
I don't know.
What the fuck? What's his name? I know you didn't know.
Jackass. In 2002,
yes,
Max Kennedy, son of Robert Kennedy and nephew of JFK,
yes,
traveled to the Solomon Islands and met both Gaza and Kumana.
They were still alive?
They were still alive.
What year was this?
Nearly 60 years.
Oh, so early 2000s. Okay.
It was 2002 when they went.
2002. Shit.
When Gaza and Kumana saw Max, they broke down into tears. They're very open islanders. They're very emotional, and they broke down into tears, and they all just had no speeches. They were just hugs and emotion.
That's so cool.
I know. And almost a little bit like closure for these men.
Right.
But Biuku Gaza passed away on November 23rd, 2005.
Okay.
At the age of 82, just one day after the 42nd anniversary of JFK's assassination.
I was going to say that's very close. So, okay.
And Aroni Kumana died on August 2nd, 2014.
Wow.
At the age of 93. At his home in Western Province of the Solomon Islands.
Before I forget, there's nothing to do with this story.
Can I end the story?
I'm sorry.
That is the story of Jackie Boy, JFK, and the PT-109. Okay, now you can go.
Congratulations, Jackie Boy. You did good things. Good things. Yeah, I don't remember. So, being this a World War II story.
Yes.
I
can't resist sometimes.
No, and that's fine. I like them. I just don't want every story to be World War II. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
I had mentioned earlier that I went to the Brewers game on Wednesday.
Yes.
They like to bring up a military person and honor them.
Yeah.
World War II guy.
Yeah.
He just celebrated his 100th birthday not that long before that.
Amazing.
And so he would have been, if I remember right, because, 100 years ago, 25, he was 18. I don't remember his, I don't remember his rank anymore. But yeah, so they honored a World War II guy at the Brewers game on Wednesday. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we We actually read a book. I listened to a book. You listened to the book.
Yeah, it was super fucking good.
Yeah, and it's a World War II novel. They characterized it as a narrative nonfiction novel.
Yeah. So it's real, but it's read as a story kind of
and
fashion.
It is so good. So I do want to give a shout out to this. It's called Tailspin.
Yep.
And it is by John Armbruster.
Yep.
And on Goodreads, it's a 4.7 out of 5. And on Amazon, it's a 4.8 out of 5.
And the cool thing is...
Great book.
It was a great book. It was a good listen. Honestly, you had told me about it. You had already started. Like, hey, I started this book. You might like it too. So I started it, and I'm like, with what I do for work, I'm able to listen to podcasts and books and stuff all the time. So she told me about it. I started it on a Monday, and she's like, how you liking the book? I'm like, oh, really good. Where are you at? Chapter 14. I'm like, holy shit, I'm only on 7. So like I blew past her on it. But I get to listen to it more often than she can with what she does. But one of the cool things, I mean, I'm born and raised. Kate lives here now, but the cool thing is the author's from Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. The person he wrote it after is from Wisconsin. There's other people that he met throughout this journey that are from Wisconsin that are mentioned. So it was really well written. It was really cool. I rather enjoyed that book. That was one of the better books I've listened to, read, whatever you want to call it, in the recent past. So
yeah,
it was really, really, really good.
And me coming up with this story about JFK and being marooned on this island came from the book The Kennedy Men, 1901 to 1963. So it's literally about Joe Jr., JFK, Ted.
Was it a little bit of Robert?
It's about all of them. I don't think I actually finished it because it started getting boring. No offense. But I first heard about this story through that book. So it was by I closed it down before I even said Lawrence Leamer, Leamer. Lawrence Leamer. Nice. That was the book.
Well, yeah. I like the story.
Good.
I'm sorry that I did guess it was...
It's okay.
JFK.
I guarantee you some of our listeners will not know until the end.
Well, good old Jackie boy.
Jackie boy. Spelled B-O-Y-E.
Boy. What's up, boy?
I just came up with that. Was like, how can I just not make it just Jack?
Yeah, that was weak. Just gonna say, but no, that book, Tailspin. Give it a listen, read if you are so inclined.
Oh my gosh, it's so great.
It was written very well for a first-time author. He goes over that in the book. He's a
history teacher in like high school in like rural Wisconsin, and he really did not get out of the park with that. With that book,
he did fantastic.
He's like another idiom, knock it out of the park.
Hey, it's very baseball related.
Yeah,
go Brewers. But yeah. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. So
yeah, well,
I suppose. All right, buffoons, that's it for today's episode.
Buckle up because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore?
Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com. We are Bradley and Kate. Music by Corey Akers.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop.
Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us.
Remember, the buffoonery never stops.